Oh, welcome to A Pinch of Basile. I am your host with the most. My name is Basile. How you guys doing? I hope you're all well. And you're here. Listen, this is going to probably be one of the larger audiences because you guys are home. You're not driving home from work. You're not doing any of that. Stores are closed. Everything is closed. Hopefully you have enough paper, towels to wipe your you-know-what. So you got rolls of toilet paper. God knows if you're the one who took it all, I'm going to beat the snot out of you. I've come to actually using paper dishes. But I am here with my wonderful co-host, Janice Hermson. And how could we actually do this show without our chief engineer, Christian Meyer? How you guys doing?
Great.
I'm doing well.
How's everyone surviving the coronavirus?
Oh, but of course we are.
Is there any type of Christian? How you doing with your family? Everyone okay?
Oh, everybody's fine. You know, if you look at social media, you would think it's the zombie apocalypse, but
yeah,
in reality,
actually,
we're just living our lives.
Good. I actually killed 3 zombies earlier today.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, well,
Got 'em good.
You don't really have to shoot them in the head because you're wasting bullets. But what you do is something sharp with a stick. You know, I watch television.
Yeah.
So one other thing I'm saying. The only thing I'm saying, hey, welcome to the show. Say happy St. Patrick's Day as well.
That's right.
I think we all forgot about St. Patrick's Day.
What
a sad thing.
Yeah, that's really not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Listen, for all of you, don't forget we're streaming this live on Facebook on Basile Fans, Basile Fans, and you can also listen on the TuneIn app or on any phone or device. Once you have the app, just search America Matters. If you're on the computer, just go to americamatters.us. We want to hear your comments. Go to my Basile Fans page on Facebook. And also, those are all the same address for all the social outlets, Basile Fans, Basile Fans. And if you have any questions, give us a call. 844-790-8255. You can also text. Janice, give them that number.
Hey, that number is 775-237-2266. And do it now.
Do it now. Give us. I know a lot of you have questions about the coronavirus. I'm not making fun of coronavirus. It's sad that we have gotten to this point right now. But in a way, it's, like I was telling Kula, I said, you know what? This kind of reminds me of like a hurricane coming. And so it's like, no one's out on the roads. Everything is closed. And it's the only thing we're lacking is the rain and the winds and everything. But, there's a few things are going to happen. A lot of divorces and also a lot of births in about 9 months from now. Okay, so that's all I'm going to tell you. That's what usually happens during a hurricane. I foresee it happening here as well. There are people all around the world who are listening to us. I want to thank all my fans in Australia, all throughout Europe, South America, Central and South America, South Africa, I wanted to say, and of course here, wonderful North America with Canada and with the U.S. We're all over the place, and I want to thank our special people over in the UK at Greek Beat Radio.
Greek Beat Radio.
You just like to say it so you get to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, she turns me on. I don't know who that chick is, but she turns me on. That's all I'm going to say. So, yes, right. You can hear us. So stop the boredom, folks. Give us a chance. We got people already who are watching this show left and right. But listen, folks, there's going to be some news about Australia. I kept promising you. We're going to be in London. I'm going to do 2 or 3 shows in London in November. So stick around for that as well. We're confirming all that stuff. And then we got stuff that we're doing. I want to thank all the people at Equinox Films, and you already heard the news about that, so we're very, very excited about that.
But in case they weren't listening, didn't hear about it, you need to repeat.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
I will, but you know what I'm going to do, though? Before I do that, on a special tip of the hat, I want to thank all of the emergency people that are out there, the 911 dispatchers, the fire department, the police department, the emergency medical services throughout from, I don't care if you're in an ambulance or a surgeon, all the healthcare personnel, all federal law enforcement, and all people who are working to actually limit this terrible virus. And this is a virus that's been going on for a long, long time. I mean, this is the 19th strain that they've had. So, I did not know this, that coronavirus has been around for a very, very long time. Look at the back of your actual Clorox bottle and see what it kills, and you'll see coronavirus. Look at your Lysol cans, see what it says. Folks, the biggest thing you can do is just wash your bloody hands. That's it, okay? Wash your hands. Wash your hands all the time. If you go to the bathroom, especially if you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. If you're outside, you're touching something, wash your hands when you get in. Try not to touch your face, because this thing, once it gets in your nose and stuff like that, you're going to have issues. But I want to thank the federal government doing such a great job here in the United States, and I'm sure all over the world they're doing a great job. But yes, let me get back to what Janice was saying. We inked a nice deal with Equinox Films and Sterling Productions. I am very, very proud that we did that. So I want to thank all of you and the good wishes that you guys had. It's been phenomenal. I'm very, very excited. My juices, my creative juices have been flowing, if you will. So we've been doing a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of friends who are going to be involved, because these are some of the most creative cats around the world, not just here in the United States, but around the world. News as far as dates, folks, because of what's going on, a lot of my dates have been postponed and or canceled. You will find out more. I would go over all of them like I usually do, but you can also just go ahead to my website. It'll be updated tomorrow at basilelive.com, BASILELIVE.com, and you can always check out all the stuff out there, what's happening. So I want to thank you all for being concerned about that. But again, Janice, I don't know what you've been doing. We've been, eating and having a good time, and we'll talk about it some more.
That could be iffy.
That could be iffy, yeah. And, there's a lot of things to do, and we're going to get back to the things to do at the second quarter, I should say the second break. But we got our wonderful guest, the Supreme President of the AHEPA, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, George Horiates, will be here at the bottom of the hour. So we got to go do that little sponsor thing. Stick around, more to come on A Pinch of Basil, too.
Now back to the show.
Oh, we are indeed back to A Pinch of Basil. Thank you so much for listening and watching. If you're on Facebook, if you got questions, you want to ask questions about coronavirus, if you want to ask questions, what the hell are you going to do while you are in your house with your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, with the pets, you don't know what the heck to do. I want to know some of the things that you can do to get yourself preoccupied from all this crazy news that's going around, and hopefully we can be a little bit of joy, a little ray of sunshine. A little ray of sunshine through this devastating time that we're all having. Look, what's the word? You got to laugh, right? We've got a bad situation. It's not the apocalyptic end. This is something that people are going to all hang out and just say, hey, my God, this is, we got to do something. You're going to play Monopoly. You're going to play Parcheesi. You're going to play every bloody board game you can find. You're going to do something. Listen, Naked Twister, one of my favorites, okay? Go do it. What do you got to lose? Okay. Just afterwards, make sure you go ahead and wash your hands. That's all I'm saying. So some of the things that you will send this list, and I want Janice, thank you so much. Without Janice Hermson, this show is not possible. I'm being serious. And without being on the air and stuff like, we couldn't get this on without Christian,
Of course.
And so, yeah, this is very, very true. So we have a list of things here of that you could do. Watch a program. That was very nice on Hulu and Amazon Prime. Way to go, Amazon. Read a new book. Read an old book. Do something with your life, okay? What are some of the ones that hit you off the, let me see it. Tales of the Brothers Grimm. Really?
Not one of mine, but, that was the suggestion from this list of ideas for boredom. I
got a
thought
friend
it was
of mine
rather
who,
interesting.
Do you really? Share the Brothers Grimm story.
No, not that. No. not one of mine. No. Sorry, I can't go there.
You don't want to go there? It's
I can't go there.
Okay, now this is one that made me laugh because you highlighted watch YouTube animal videos. Really? The animal
That's what
videos?
I said. Would you enjoy this? Seriously?
Yeah. And perhaps why don't we just shoot heroin in my rear end? We can do that too for fun. Okay. Exercise. It's free. Really? You want me to exercise during?
I knew you'd like that one. I
It's
figured
not-
that would
yeah.
be one of your favorites.
Listen, I've already eaten a bag of the crunchy Cheetos. Do I really need to exercise after that? It's a lost cause.
It's to make you feel better. That's why you exercise after.
Really?
See,
Okay.
so I exercise, so those Cheetos are now only half as much, right?
Yeah, is that it?
Right.
One Cheeto takes about a half an hour to get rid of. Okay. So it's going to take me about a week to work that whole bag out, for God's sakes. Play your favorite music and get up and dance like Tom Cruise did in Risky Business. Honey, if I slid across the
Picture
actual
this.
hall in underwear and a pair of white socks, friction would start and a fire would begin. Okay. That's not happening. That's not going to happen. I'm just telling you, if you people have some things of what you're doing to actually pass your time, things to do, hey, text us. What's that text number again, Janet?
That is 775-237-2266. And yeah, we do. We want to hear from you. We want to know, what are
Absolutely.
you doing? What's going on out there? You know, how do you spend the time if you are stuck not being able to go to work or whatever? What are you doing?
Absolutely. Or you can call us at 844-790-8255. It's 844-790-8255.
Yeah,
Make
Sharon
sure you give us a
says.
call.
Yeah, Sharon says that Sharon Levy Sadilek, Sadilek, hopes to see you again on another cruise.
Oh, there you go, baby.
See?
Well, what can I tell you?
Yeah.
The chicks dig me. Chicks dig me. Is she young? Is she old? Usually the ones who are in the walker are the ones who are really into me. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. You know, have that animal magnetism that brings
Yeah.
the chicks together. Even though these chicks, half of them dated, the apostles. I'm just saying.
Well,
Okay,
she
none-
lives in Davenport, Florida, so there you go.
Oh, there you are. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we had write a poem.
I want to hear you write a poem. Come on.
Unless the city of Nantucket is not mentioned, I can't do it. The city of Nantucket in any poem is a necessity. That's
right.
all I will say.
Easy.
Isn't that
Easy.
Yes.
technically a limerick?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna go.
Limericks are poetry. They're kind of
They are.
poetry. Yeah.
And fitting for
Yeah.
the day.
That's right.
Yeah, you can actually do haiku and use the word purple. Anyway,
I don't think so.
Stupid thing for me. Yeah, draw an artistically if you are artistically inclined.
Yeah, not me. No.
That
would not
that's
be my
no.
choice.
No. Let me see.
I didn't say I'd
create-
pick things that I would do.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, no, I saw the one thing here that actually create your own pesto dish. Well, being basil
Right.
pesto. Just saying. There's a thing, a lot of the Greeks actually like doing the thing where we actually take butter, right? A stick of butter. And we get to the point where it almost, if you could smell it burn a little bit, we don't just get it to the point where it's melted like you would use for your, I don't know, anything like lobster and you dip it in. Nah, I get it to the point where it burns a little bit. And then I pour it on top of the spaghetti with some Parmesan cheese on top, grated on top. It's delicious. It's Greek style spaghetti that my dad would always make and stuff like that. Always
cool.
loved it.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's great. Run a diagnostic cleanup and maintenance task on your computer. That's not a bad idea.
I really did think that one was pretty good because you never have time to do all the correct things that you should, like cleaning off your desktop because there are so many things on it, Basil.
Oh, no, not anymore. Not anymore. Have you looked? Ask Christian as compared
Is
to
it
what
better,
was
Christian?
before.
It's much better now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
For
mean,
now, for
this
now.
is the pot calling the kettle black, by the way.
Let's give it a year, and we'll check back
Give it a
then.
year. Actually, what I did, because I was always lazy, I said, I'll get to it. I'll file it. I'll take care of it later. And I never got to it. So now I actually take the time to go ahead and put it in the actual file that it needs to go into. I've done that. But the thing is, when you run a diagnostic, the only thing you can do is, the computers run their own diagnostics every day. And what they do is, there's no defragging as it once was. If you had Windows 7 Pro, you would still have to run a defrag. It wouldn't defrag automatically. Now kind of does it is on 10, and I always use PC. On 10, you don't have to defrag at all. I don't know, unless I'm wrong, Christian.
No, it runs its own updates, but there are some great third-party services that will actually dive a little bit deeper and do, what you're talking about with the old defrag style cleanup of the hard drive.
Oh, okay, there you go. I wasn't aware of. You guys have to share some of that with me. Bake some cookies. Now, listen, I love cookies. Again, I like chocolate chip. We all love chocolate chip, and there's two schools of thought. There are people who like their chocolate chips gooey, where they kind of pick them up and they kind of bend a little bit, or if you like them slightly burnt. And I like mine slightly burnt. I don't know about you, but you tell me. How do you like your cookies?
Oh, no, mine need to be soft and chewy.
Really?
Yeah. How about you,
Wow.
Christian? Christian's a chocolate chip guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I like soft and chewy. I like cookies that are 1 day out of being baked. So
Yes.
not hot and gooey
Right.
out of the oven, but 1 day later, they are perfect.
Interesting. I like mine a little bit burnt, just around the edges, just a touch burnt. They have more of a crunchy,
Well,
feel
when
to
I was
them.
learning to bake, I would have baked just the right cookies for you.
Perfect. I'll take that anytime. Trust me. What are some of the other things? Create a blog was one. Alphabetize your spices.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey,
Okay.
that is so funny. I added that one. You know why? Is because my sister mentioned it when I was talking about this. And I said, I actually did that when my daughter was first born and I was trying to be a good mom and stay home and, be the stay-at-home mom. Oh my God. After I alphabetized the spices, I said, it's time to find a job.
So were you already cooking for your child and you needed those spices alphabetized?
No, she was very young. She was still
Alphabetized.
on formula. So,
Oh, God.
yeah.
You have way too much time on you.
Well, that was when I said time for a job.
How about playing games?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge board game guy. Love Monopoly. I used to have my cousin, Mike Manis, God rest his soul. Funny cat. As a matter of fact, he's the one who got me in comedy. He made a bet with me, and he goes, "Hey, I bet you $20 you won't get on stage." And I never forgot that I did it, and and I won, which was the surprising part. And I think I had nothing more than jocular humor that I used up on stage. But the thing is, I went up there and I actually won. It was really amazing. But I was more concerned about the $20 that I wanted. He goes, "Are you kidding me? I started your career. You want $20? Yeah, I do. I really do want the $20. Yes, I do." You can do the BuzzFeed stuff. My daughter Zacharula could see because she actually goes ahead and she actually does stuff with BuzzFeed. She writes for them periodically, so I do like reading some of her stuff. I need to explore the phone and tablet apps and stuff like that. Yeah, there are so many things that you can do now that you have the free time to do it. Do it. There's no bad weather out. There's nothing. Crazy wild sex. Do it. Crazy whatever. Eat. My favorite. Take vanilla ice cream with Frito-Lays. The Fritos and dip them in and eat them that way. The saltiness and the sweetness of the thing together is unbelievable. It really is great.
Get in my belly!
Okay. So anyway, so what I want you to do is stick around. Second half, we're going to wind up at the bottom of the hour, coming around just in a few minutes. Our wonderful guest, Supreme President George Horiates from the AHEPA will be with us. So ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of Pinch of Basile after these messages.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now, back to the show.
Oh, we are indeed back to a Pinch of Basile. It's great to have all of you. And for all those people who are watching around the world, again, I want to thank our big brother over in the UK who's listening right now at Greek Beat Radio.
Greek Beats Radio. Beats Radio. Beats Radio. Beats Radio.
And they're bringing this signal all the way across the world, all the way to throughout all of Europe, all the way through Australia, as well as we are too. We're doing it through Facebook. with Facebook fans. You can watch us right now, and also with AmericaMatters.us, and also go to your TuneIn app and just go to America Matters. You'll see a pinch of basil. Check us out. Right now, folks, it's my honor to actually introduce the Supreme President, George Horiates, who I've known for many, many, many years, distantly related because we're from the same island of Icaria. George Horiates Esquire is the Supreme President of the Order of AHEPA. As such, he has taken the lead on many issues concerned to all of us recently, especially the pandemic of coronavirus. That's right. Mr. Horiates was admitted to the bar of New Jersey and Pennsylvania in 1992, which I didn't even know that they had reciprocity between the two. The Third Circuit Court of the Appeals in 1993 and the United States Supreme Court in 1998. Therefore, he was this... Thereafter, I should say, he was the associate in the law firm of Cranshaw, Mayfield, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 1995, he opened up his law practice, George Horiates, in Pennsauken, New Jersey, with the emphasis in plaintiff personal injury. He is a longstanding member of multiple year past president of St. Thomas Greek Orthodox Church. He is part of the Metropolitan Council, the Archdiocesan Council. He is an archon of the Ecumenical Patriarchate and of the Order of St. Andrews. He also has served as past Supreme President of the Pan-Icarian Brotherhood of America. Mr. Horiates has espoused the AHEPA as to the greatest vehicle in defense of Hellenism. On behalf of the AHEPA, he has spoken many times in Washington, D.C. at the Berlin. George, is it Berlamont?
Well, you said it pretty French-like there, Basile. I would say Berlamont.
Okay, Berlamont in Brussels, the Parliament in Greece over the 25th celebration of the Patriarch's enthronement in Thessaloniki, the Conference of Jerusalem, and that's the JISS, as well as the United Nations in New York. AHEPA continues its worldwide advocacy and membership campaign. Given the current state of affairs in Greece and Cyprus, we encourage each and every one of you to join the AHEPA, the Daughters of Penelope, and the Junior Maids of Athena and the Sons of Pericles. If you are not a member, you should be. George, welcome to the show, my friend.
Basile, I am hooked on this show now, just hearing your voice and what you're doing out there.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I know I can't tell you what I really think about that because we're public.
I'm your number one fan, brother. I'm your number one.
I know fan. You are. I know you are. You know, George, I've known you for so many years, and I always tell George, my God, you're a political animal. You're a political animal. But the thing is, the good that he does, and trust me, we've had great past presidents, supreme presidents of the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Associations, people who I would consider very close friends of mine. But I got to be honest with you, bro. I mean, you're all over the place. Not only did you wind up having meetings with the Prime Minister Mitsotakis when he was here in Florida when he came down, but I got to be honest with you, man. I mean, how do you keep up with that pace?
Well, I think the answer to the question is a pretty simple one. We're living in a strange time. I mean, I know the talk of the day and the pandemic that we have with regards to coronavirus is all-consuming. However, what's all-consuming prior to that time is the defense of Hellenism, which is being attacked. So if you look at it through that lens, then yes. We all have to do our best. And Basile, if we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, it's very, very, very true.
Well, the answer is no. No one's going to do it, and then Hellenism will continue to be attacked, and unimpeded in the attack. So that's really what the crux of what we're doing at AHEPA internationally. Not only with AHEPA in the United States and Canada, but we have chapters all throughout Europe, all throughout Greece and Cyprus. Australia, and we're very proud of our boots on the ground, even during these critical times.
Absolutely. I mean, George, some of the things that, the coronavirus has affected everything around the world. How's it affecting the AHEPA with the various chapters, districts, and internationally? What have we done? Anything?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think coronavirus obviously has affected all organizations and frankly, our way of life, worldwide. So our ability to meet as chapters has been, frankly, suspended. But that's okay. We're meeting telephonically, video conferencing, things of those nature, and kind of doing what you're doing here, which is talking to people all throughout the world with regards to our present day issues. For instance, Right now, what we're looking at is raising monies for the Greek police on the border between Greece and Turkey to assist them with supplies and things of that nature as they, need new helmets and things of along that line. So even though we have the coronavirus, I can tell you that Turkey is not taking a day off, and Hellenism cannot take a day off in our Greece and in our Cyprus.
Yeah, it's sad what's going on. Janice, I don't know if you're aware about all the refugees that went to Turkey. Turkey has allowed them basically to go over and cut right into the Greek border, past the borders, and it's causing security issues left and right. But not only that, we have no idea who the heck actually has the coronavirus, where these people came from, and it's really terrible for those people. And I keep on top of it as you do, George, because it's what we do. We like to find out what's happening around the world, and especially in our patria mas, where we live in our country and here in the United States, but we also are concerned in Greece. Janice had some questions too that I definitely want to get, because her being not Greek is going to have some crazy questions, and I want to hear.
Sure.
Well, maybe not crazy, but one of the questions that I have is, me being not being Greek, why would I join AHEPA? What, first of all, I need to understand the organization, and secondly, how can I benefit that, or what benefit do I find from it?
Well, Janice, the answers to the questions are: we have the AHEPA, which is the men's order, as well as the Daughters of Penelope, and our junior orders, our younger professionals, the Sons of Pericles and the Maids of Athena. You do not have to be Greek, and in fact, many of our members, and not only many of our members, but I'll tell you, Janice, many of our members in leadership positions all throughout the world are not Greek, but we call them Philhellenes. So it's an organization for Hellenes and Philhellenes. American Hellenic, Janice, is a code for Western civilization. So what we try to do is espouse issues that affect not only Greece and Cyprus, but affect all of us in a Western civilized and principled society. That's really what we're talking about in terms of defending Hellenism. That's what we're really talking about in terms of the border issues that Basile, the political guru that is hosting this show, is talking about. Because those are issues involving all of Europe, and they're issues in terms of releasing even ISIS members and things of that nature into the general Western population that affect us here in North America as well. So don't believe that it's just a Greek and or a Cypriot issue. It's not. These are issues that involve all of us. Janice, you are a proud ancestor of those that have benefited throughout the course of the last 2,000 some years, right?
Sure.
From Western civilization and the principled society, which our forefathers have, gained the fruits of. So that from that perspective, it's an easy sell, right? If we want to maintain the society that we live in, then yes, Janice, you should consider joining the Daughters of Penelope, and everyone that's out there should consider joining this wonderful organization, the largest grassroots Hellenic organization worldwide.
And some of the things that a lot of people don't know about the scholarships that are involved for the youth, the programs, the money that we have raised, the things that we do for wounded warriors, which is Janice and I both feel very, very closely to, and that's why we have Congressman Gus Bilirakis, who comes on the show periodically with us as well, who works as a champion of the warriors, of all of our military veterans out there and active duty. George, just shed a little bit of light of some of the scholarships and things that you have done with that before we go to our next break.
Sure. Well, in terms of scholarships on a international district and chapter level, we have some 500 chapters worldwide. AHEPA and the Daughters provide literally millions and millions of dollars each and every year for scholarships for our youth. The Greeks are rather big proponents of that. You also mentioned, Basile, the Wounded Warriors program, and that's for individuals suffering from PTSD, coming back and fighting from wars in the armed services. We've been able to give dogs that tend to assist individuals and save veterans' lives. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's not enough for us to talk about here. We have tournaments for Greek education. We have athletics. We advocate on Capitol Hill. Not only that, we advocate on Parliament Hill in Brussels at the Berlaymont, as you tried to say, and in Athens and everywhere. What we're trying to do is be the greatest organization to maintain and preserve Hellenism all throughout. Basile, if you really want, please tell your listeners to log on to AHEPA.org. They will get the full flavor of all the endless programs that we have.
Absolutely, George. And a lot of people, again, AHEPA, AHEPA, American Hellenic Education Progressive Association. We're going to be back with George Horiates, Supreme President of the AHEPA, right after these messages. So stick around. You are listening to A Pinch of Basile.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
Oh, I am so glad you are back with our wonderful guest, George Horiates, Supreme President of the AHEPA. And again, folks, that's AHEPA, AHEPA.org. And listen, you don't have to be Greek to join this. A lot of people don't know that the cornerstone of our society is all because of the Greeks. Let's be honest, mathematics. I mean, we gave the world everything from art, mathematics. We gave the world democracy, philosophy, everything from architecture all the way down to zoology. What are we known for now? Yogurt. So I don't know what the hell happened, but, we Greeks are here. We want to have some fun, but at the same time, we are very proud of the things and the gifts that we gave to society amongst all the people around the world. And I really, for many people in here who are not, who are listening, I should say, to this show, hey, take this seriously. The scholarships are just simply unbelievable. You got to be a member. You got to go to the meetings. You got to learn what's going on. And, it's really truly a wonderful organization to be part of. Janice, I know that you had some questions for George as well.
Well, George, when we were on break, you were talking about the fact that we had our segment about what we do and keeping things kind of light, but that you also mentioned that we need to kind of keep a handle on everything. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I was just telling you, Janice, that I was rather impressed with the conversation back and forth in terms of offering the public, some suggestions as to what to do as we're kind of shuttered in and kind of taking stock on what we're doing, trying to get the things that you never get to. You guys were talking about trying to button things up, but an interesting aspect of this is coming across, and that is with regards to Greek Independence Day itself. So with regards to Greek Independence Day, it's being celebrated on March 25th. I can tell you, Janice, that there have been many, many, many celebrations that have been canceled as a result of the coronavirus. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But beyond that, what can I say other than if we're going to be inside, then I'm asking the people out there all throughout the world to consider when you're sitting down with your, family members and things of that nature. Hey, why don't you use it as an opportunity to, take stock and explain to people in your family, your loved ones, whether they're younger, whether or not they're older. And guess what? They can also teach us a few things about Greek independence. We can sit there as we're, shuttered in and sing the Greek national anthem, Basile. We can absolutely get on the internet and take a look at some of the articles and books. You guys were talking about book reading with regards to the heroes of 1821. We can also talk about and you can use creative ways of celebrating Greek independence on the 25th and in the time frame leading up to it. You can make your own Quizos. You can You have your own, trivia games, things of that nature. Anything that can promote the serious nature and in a fun way of what we're talking about, which is celebrating Greek Independence Day. We shouldn't let the opportunity, the fact that we're shuttered in, be something that promotes us to celebrate it, in my opinion. And now, given the current state of affairs in Cyprus and in Greece, I think it's more important than ever that we kind of redouble our efforts, take stock, and try to convince others and to teach others in the teachable moment with regards to the importance of Greece as a nation as we're heading into, Janice, the 200-year bicentennial of Greece. Let me tell you something. Basile knows I'm from Philadelphia. You said I was from New Jersey. And I don't want the public to think that I'm, some North Jersey, New York person. We're not, we're Philadelphians. I remember as a kid going through the bicentennial of the United States in 1976, and it was a wonderful time here. There were parades all throughout the country, and here in the original capital of the United States. Well, that's what we're leading into for Greece. We are going to be celebrating the 200-year bicentennial next year of the country of Greece, the country that gave democracy to all, the country that gave us some of the most wonderful Western thoughts that we rely upon now. What a better way to celebrate? Let's not turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
So in Greece and in Cyprus, we should celebrate them, and I think this is a good way to do it. Get on the internet. You can rent a movie, like you were talking about. Some of the other ideas that I heard out there, great ideas. Rent some movies with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them and instill that passion for Hellenism that is sorely lacking and sorely needed.
Agreed. I mean, there's no two ways about it. There's a lot of things to do. Listen, everyone that's watching, I don't care if you're even the non-Greeks, all of them know a Greek out there. And they have been they love their history. The Greeks love talking about the islands that they're from. And we're from a kind of a unique island, Janice. And for all the listeners and viewers that are right now who are watching, we're from the island of Icaria. And it's also a blue zone. And this is an island where people live to well in their hundreds. I always joke about it because, I do my Growing Up Greek in America show, and I always talk about the people from Icaria. But I got to be honest with you, it's a beautiful island. It's unique in its own way. People, it's a magical place to live because people, not only do we have our grandparents, we have our great-grandparents as well living. And, sometimes I'll have 4 generations at one of my shows, from the kids all the way to the great-grandparents. And you don't really find that very often. And we're both from that same island. As a matter of fact, we have, I think I told this to George one time, the Pan-Icarian Brotherhood of America is the oldest Greek organization and the second largest. And then the next oldest is the AHEPA. That's the second oldest. And then it's also the largest Greek organization. There's a AHEPA, all over. You can go to Australia for the AHEPA. You can go all throughout Europe, and there's a AHEPA. It doesn't matter. You can join these organizations, and there's really so much you can do. And like it says, go to the museum. Go to and listen. What are the big things in England right now? They have the marbles. And guess where those marbles come from? They come from the Parthenon. And a lot of people, and there's a big deal, the big to do about getting them. What's the story on that, George, right now? And I'm going kind of off script on that a little bit.
No, you're not going off script at all. Those marbles that have been taken back to London, and not only London, but there's many aspects of our culture that we're taking to Germany, taking to France, and those museums and wonderful places for the people to see. They should be returned. They should be returned
absolutely
to where they belong, and it's not a question of security of these marbles anymore. That's not it either. The fact remains, what it's about is money, and those museums are making money off of those precious and irreplaceable artifacts. So yes, AHEPA is, and many organizations are, and even the government in Greece right now is negotiating with those institutions with regards to the return of those marbles. Will it happen? I don't know. But that's the reason why we're here, is to talk about those issues. Imagine someone coming into your home and taking your most prized possessions. Is that right? No. Does it happen? Yes. But no, in this case, with the Parthenon marbles, some would call them the Elgin marbles. We refuse to acknowledge that term. But the Parthenon marbles should be back in Greece, particularly, guys, during the bicentennial of Greece. I mean, think, how crazy is that? Here we are celebrating 200 years as the Greek nation, and we have these type of continued and without any type of a return at all, of these marbles and other antiquities of Greece.
And not only that, George, but you got
you're getting me all fired up, Basile. Now
no, listen, dude, you're doing great. But also, Hitler wound up stealing what was it? The temple walls of oh God, I forgot.
Was that in Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No. This is Germany during the. Wasn't Raiders of the Lost Ark? You're such an idiot. I love you, but I want to smack you. No, Germany actually has again other antiquities that they stole during the Second World War. And it's in Germany. And you would think that the Germans would go ahead and return that as well. There's a lot of things that we have. These are statues. These belong to the country of Greece. And, it really pains me. But, George, before we wind up leaving, I just love having you on here. I loved having George Lucas last year. I loved having you this year. And, I had Basile Mercedes, who's the secretary of the entire AHEPA, keeps that whole thing going. And for all the AHEPans that are watching, thank you all so much. But, George, just one more time, let us know, what you'd like us to do and how people can come in and join. I know there's a big push for joining the AHEPA.
Well, certainly there's an internet portal under ahepa.org/join. To get in, and I want to tell everybody, your listening public, and to those of their friends, reach out to them, see if they can get them to join AHEPA and the Daughters of Penelope and their junior orders. This year, it's more important, Basile, it's more important than ever. Janice, are you listening to me?
I'm listening. I'm actually posting your link to Basile's page.
You're beautiful. We cannot yield a square inch of our Greece. We cannot yield a square inch of our Cyprus. Now more than ever, given the current state of affairs, Greece and Cyprus are in jeopardy. So I'm asking everybody, please consider joining and be more civically minded.
George, we got to leave it right there. Folks, you are listening to A Pinch of Basile. If you're tuning in on the TuneIn app, just search America Matters and be sure to keep it on your favorites. Questions, comments, go to Basile Fans on Facebook.